On the news at 1, as part of plans to make Nigeria an economic hub, Federal Executive Council approves Agenda 2050. Early detection prevents glaucoma as the world commemorates another glaucoma week. And FCT Joint Tax Team confiscate drugs from peddlers in Tarabora. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Norlene Ebel Ame with the news. An all-encompassing national development plan, the Nigerian Development Agenda for 2050, has been approved for the country by the Federal Executive Council. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that this is part of deliberate attempt at making Nigeria an economic hub in Africa and playing a leading role in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area as well as ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme. Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, announced this while briefing journalists after the council's meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari.
Described as the broad framework in respect of the direction the country wants to go, Nigeria Agenda 2050 looks at the macroeconomic and sectoral outlook as well as associated employment and poverty implications from 2021 to 2050. Consequently, Nigeria is benchmarked amongst other upper middle income countries that have already achieved some level of economic and social development.
The 2050 agenda highlights the roadmap for accelerated, sustained, and broad-based growth and also provides broad frameworks and approaches for reducing unemployment, poverty, inequality, and human deprivation.
Agenda 2050 will, amongst others, create a stable and predictable macroeconomic environment, establish a solid foundation for a concentric, diversified private sector-led economy, and support opportunities for Nigerians to realize their full potentials.
The broad objectives are to invest in critical fiscal, financial, digital, and innovation infrastructure. 4, to build a solid framework and heighten capacities to strengthen security and ensure good governance.
The Council approved construction of 2 by 60 MVA 132 33 kV substations at Nnewi and 2 by 132 kV line bay extension at Onitsha, substations for the Transmission Company of Nigeria.
3.7 million euros and the Naira component of 1.1 billion Naira have been approved for the completion of the project, which started since 2006 and neglected due to lack of budgetary provision. Information and Culture Minister Lai Muhammad also
Staff and management of the National Social Insurance Trust Fund has called on authorities concerned to urgently implement their new salary scheme. Frama Panyi reports that the protest was done in a calm and entertaining atmosphere just to register their grievances over non-implementation of their wages on the structure since last year by the management.
Staff that are showing their displeasure about how they are being treated by management in terms of salary review and other issues that have to do with the human capital. And of course, you know, it's always obvious that a stitch in time saves 9. When you fail to take the action that is required as prompt as possible, it degenerates into this situation we are seeing now.
The federal government has confirmed that the 2023 population and housing census earlier scheduled for March will now hold in May 2023. At a briefing in State House after the Wednesday's Federal Executive Council FEC, Minister of Information Lai Mohammed confirmed that the postponement had been ratified. He said the decision was necessitated by the rescheduling of the gubernatorial election to March 18. Recall that the census was earlier scheduled for March 29, 2023 to April 2nd, 2023. With its theme as getting the people involved, the Population Commission has inaugurated the Publicity Committee to assist in sensitizing the communities in the FCT. Safia Nyoma Uche is at inauguration and gives us update.
The committee is to carry out publicity and advocacy to residents and communities in the FCT. Permanent Secretary FCTA Olushola Adeshola says it is a laudable initiative as census assists in planning and development.
If you count, we should make yourself available to be counted. So that for us in FCT, it will help us to plan for agriculture, for vaccination in health, for schools that we construct, for street light that we provide, for development that we embark on, and for the employment generation that we need to plan for.
FCT Federal Commissioner says the scope of the national census should be reliable and acceptable.
We intend to achieve hitch-free census by giving the people adequate information, correct information.
Inaugurated members are elated and pledge their commitment.
My pledge to this commission is we are ready, very, very ready to carry on this national assignment that has been put before us.
The 2023 National Population Census will make Nigeria have a strong database which will help majority in creating employment and enable the number of hospitals, schools, and other social amenities to be provided. Safia Uche, NTA News.
Now, in its renewed cleanup exercise, the ministerial task team has removed squatter settlements built on green areas in Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. Hawa Gimba has the report.
The Joint Task Team raided and cleared all the makeshift structures housing illegal squatters who in the hundreds traded and lived there for about 3 decades. The squatters settles built on floodplain areas within the Central Business District, Abuja. Some of the victims lament their ordeal.
Now here we do our, most of all here are farmers. We farm here. Like me, I palm, I also sell things. I do shy, I sell food stuff, I sell palm chemicals, fertilizer, herbicide, pesticide, and others.
The Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Hikai Rata, says it is against the city master plan to allow a settlement along the river belts in the heart of the city, serving as criminal hideouts.
It is far wider than what we expected, so we spent the whole day here. If you observe, there have been complaints of bag snatching, there have been complaints of phone snatching along this corridor, stretching up to the central mosque and even beyond towards the Defense Secretariat area. And we've traced all to these shanties around here, even the issue of drug dealings here.
He, however, maintained that many residents have been disposed of their valuables when moving around the squatter settlements. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Similarly, not deterred by the security threats, the FCT task force has visited the notorious Tarabora Hills beside the popular Apo roundabout in Abuja and dislodged camp for suspected illicit drug peddlers and scavengers. Again, Hawa Agimba once again brings us this report.
The task team, comprising members of the Nigerian Police Force, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), military and paramilitary agencies, as well as officers of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, stormed the hideouts and chased after the suspects and destroyed makeshift structures, providing cover for the illicit drugs peddling and other nefarious activities. Suspected drug peddlers, on citing members of the task force, took to their heels, abandoning packs of illicit drugs and other dangerous substances stocked on heaps of refuse found at the hilltop. The senior special assistant to the FCT Minister on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Ihairu Atta, disclosed that the exercise became necessary following the regrouping of the suspected illicit drug dealers after several clamped down on the activities by the task team.
Them again, and we told the drug there is no hiding place. This is what the security team, the combined security team, all discovered. You could see a full backload of Indian hemp and other drugs being sold here by the drug lord, as well as Exol 5. All these are very dangerous drugs. These are, you could see them, full Indian hemp and several other very bad drugs. So they are returning back, and we won't be allowing that here.
On the proactive measures taken by the FCT administration to tackle the menace at the Hill, the FCT Minister's aide disclosed that the FCT Police Command and the NDLEA have established an outpost to mount surveillance at the Hills. These developments, he added, will curtail the nefarious activities of the criminal-minded individuals who are portraying the nation's capital city in bad lights. Hawagimba, NTA News.
If you just joined us, this is the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Still to come on the news. Traders in Karimo yet to comply with a Supreme Court directive on old Naira notes leave consumers stranded. This and more in a moment. Stay with us.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
The immediate cause of the latest queues in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC. How much do people know about ADR?
Are charting a path to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, look into the situation.
You have to strike a balance to have a future that you don't have to regret.
Like experts say, what kills really is fear.
In Abuja,
NTA News.
Thank you for staying with us on the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Amidst the announcement by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the federal government for the collection of the old Naira notes, traders in Karimo are yet to comply with the directive, leaving some consumers stranded as electronic means through transfers are experiencing network challenges. Aisha Abdullahi has more on this report.
Traders in Karimo market have refused to accept the old Naira notes as they say They are not aware of the reversal of the policy said to be till December 31st, 2023.
It's not easy. It's not easy. There are some things that we could not even get it because they say they need cash.
No network, sometimes low network, and people don't have cash. So it's really affecting us. Sometimes you will come to the market the whole day, you don't even have transport to go home.
We don't collect this because they give us. We go where would they go buy market? They say they don't collect them.
Lydia's predicament is similar to other traders as she hopes to get cash to fend for her children. Some say it is seriously affecting them and so they have to halt their businesses.
I go to Karimo market at Trek, no money to pay transport, no cash. Anywhere you go, if you ask Moto say they don't get account and they will not collect transfer. Just transfer only 200 naira cash. Make I take enter Moto to Angwashawu, no money.
Where am I going to get money to go and buy another one? There's no money again. That's I decided to stop the food. I'm not selling food again because of no cash.
Village people no transfer. See what is money from morning till night. I no sell market. All of them are transfer. And I go back, I no see and catch.
Traders and consumers expect that in a short while, the old and new Naira notes will become acceptable and accessible to all and transfer issues are resolved. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
And talking health now, as Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark Glaucoma Week, an ophthalmologist has identified early detection as a solution towards tackling glaucoma.
The importance of the eyes as vital organ of human being cannot be overemphasized. Thus, the World Health Organization and World Glaucoma Patients Organization set aside every second week of March to commemorate World Glaucoma Week. Glaucoma is a disease that affects the optic nerves of the eye, which can lead to blindness if not detected early. A consultant ophthalmologist with Federal Medical Center KEFI, Dr. Patricia Musa, speaks on causes, treatment, and preventive measures of glaucoma.
Some of the factors that can be associated is an high intraocular pressure, that is the pressure in the eye is high, or sometimes it may even be within the normal range but still causing problems. So we just look at it as abnormal intraocular pressure causing blindness. Blindness from glaucoma is irreversible and it can't be cured. Early detection, prompt diagnosis, and early commencement of treatment is what helps to prevent blindness.
The medical expert also called on the public to give priority to the care of their eyes.
We're trying to advocate and make people know that the importance of vision cannot be overemphasized. We need our vision to help us with our future. We need our vision to help us sustain our sight, to sustain our future and our hope for tomorrow. So please, we need to love our eyes. We need to love to preserve our vision.
As part of activity for the week, a free eye screening was conducted on staff of the center as well as the public. The theme for this year's Glaucoma Week is "The World is Bright, Save Your Sight." In KEFI, Blessing Fulani, NTA News.
Let's now join the foreign desk for the Globe this week.
Hello, welcome to the Globe this week, a foreign news segment that offers unique perspective on some stories that made headlines this week. I am Miriam Emekamadi. The South African Labour Appeal Court ordered striking state health workers to end a week-long walkout that has affected services in some of the country's major hospitals, the health department said. National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union members went on strike last week after wage talks with the government failed. The health department said that clinical operations were very low, nursing and administrative support staff turnout. Striking workers have been ordered to go back to work. Junior doctors across England have started their 3-day strike, protesting against inadequate pay and burnout that risk driving staff out of the National Health Services as it tackles record high patients waiting lists. The British Medical Association, which represents doctors and medical students, says junior doctors' take-home pay has been cut by more than a quarter over the last 15 years based on the retail price index gauge of inflation that its members voted overwhelmingly to strike. Junior doctors are qualified physicians, often with several years of experience, who work under guidance of senior doctors and comprise a large part of the country's medical community. The encounter between Russia jets and a U.S. drone, which resulted in the drone crashing into the Black Sea, appears to be most significant publicly acknowledged U.S.-Russia confrontation since Russia's all-out invasion of Ukraine more than a year ago. As such, it raises a lot of questions and presents a moment fraught with danger. The United States National Security Council's John Kirby says there have been other intercepts even in recent weeks, but that this one was different. U.S. officials say they believe the Russia SC-27 jets involved likely suffered some damage, indicating that the collision was not deliberate. After the collision, U.S. remote pilots were forced to bring it down in the Black Sea. Britain's Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt is set to provide a £4 billion expansion to free childcare for 1 and 2 years old in England in his budget plan on Wednesday, the news agency reported. The agency did not cite named sources for the information. The Finance Ministry said it will not comment ahead of the budget. Hunt said he will use his week's budget plan to remove barriers, including high childcare costs that are stopping people from working and causing major problems for employers after COVID-19 pandemic and Brexit. And that's it on the Globe this week. Stay for the continuation of the news.
Thank you very much, Mariam, for the Globe this week. Now, industry players in Nigeria's data storage system say the country is in need of a sophisticated data bank as it is critical for national development. What role does a data bank play in promoting national development? This is what Toiba Anifooshe seeks to find out.
Just like financial valuables are often stored in financial banks, a data bank is simply an archive of valuable information, which could be online or offline.
It's absolutely critical because
Itorolini is an independent data consultant based in the United Kingdom. She believes that a properly harnessed data bank would facilitate proper planning, which often translates to national prosperity.
You need to understand the demographics of the country, and you need to understand what people need. So in terms of like income, gender, age, level of education, these are the kind of information that you need to start with, because this helps you to inform where you go and what kind of projects that you probably need to implement. Data also helps you to understand the impact of those activities. So if you're doing things to improve on healthcare, on education, are you measuring, are you understanding, are things moving in the direction that you want it to go?
The National Identity Management Commission was set up in 2007 to manage Nigeria's identity database. But this tech expert believes that the government needs to do more in terms of achieving a centralized data bank.
And presently we have data scattered all over. We have NIN here, we have BVN, we have driver's license, we have passport number. Present as you know, that data is somehow being harmonized, where, for instance, you need your BVN to open an account. You need your NIN to get an international passport. We're not there yet, but we're making progress.
One central message from many tech experts is the fact that the government can harmonize all the data banks available in various government agencies, as this would help improve our national development. In Abuja, Toiba Anifooshe, NTA News.
Up next is a sports brief.
Nigeria's Flying Eagles have been placed in Port 3 ahead of the final draw for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The Flying Eagles are in the same port with Fiji, Uzbekistan, Japan, Iraq and Honduras. The draws mean Ladamboso's team will be likely to be handed a difficult group when the final draw is conducted, with the likes of France, Italy, Brazil and England ahead of Nigeria. Still on football, all is now set for Friday's UEFA Champions League semi-final draws after the conclusion of the round of 16 second leg matches on Wednesday. Nigeria's Victor Osimhen was named man of the match as he netted twice to help Napoli secure a 3-0 win and advance 5-0 on aggregate against Frankfurt, while Real Madrid edged out Liverpool 6-2 on aggregate.
That's the ball back out to Thomas. Oh!
In basketball, the poor run of Nigeria's representatives, Kwara Falcons, in the Southern Conference of the 2023 Basketball African League continued on Wednesday evening as they suffered their third straight loss in the competition. The Falcons lost their first match to Energy Group of Rwanda and were defeated by State Million in their second game. And despite winning the first quarter against US Monastir in their third game, they were overpowered as it ended 85-75 in favor of their opponents. With Sports Brief, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
And just before we go, a recap of our major stories. Early detection prevents glaucoma as the world commemorates another glaucoma week, experts say. And FCT Joint Task Team confiscated drugs from peddlers in Tarabora Hills. And that concludes the news at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching. Another bulletin comes up at 7 p.m. I am Norlin Ebel Ame. Good afternoon.